Alright guys, let's talk about UFC on ESPN 1. And I mean, like, where do I even begin with this one? Okay, let's start with Renan Barao, okay, the former bantamweight champion. And man, it's so hard to believe that just a few years ago, he wasn't just on his way to becoming a dominant champion. Like, he was one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. And at the time, his striking was incredible to behold. Now, of course, it's possible that he never would have become champion if Dominic Cruz, wasn't always injured, but he did. And he was dominant in his wins, defending the interim title twice and the actual title once. And but that's until he finally ran into TJ Dillashaw and got completely destroyed twice by him. And since that second loss to TJ, Renan Barao has only been able to win one fight out of his last 5, and he is currently on a 4-fight losing streak. In the fight yesterday versus Luke Sanders, Barao was actually doing a pretty good job. He was able to dominate the first round with roundhouse kicks to the body, and he was able to keep Sanders at kicking range, taking advantage of the fact that Sanders is a southpaw. He was even able to wobble him with an overhand right at one point. But, as always, man, something about Renan Barao, he could be winning the fight and just start to lose. He reminds me so much of Chris Weidman. These guys can be dominating a fight, but because they have a tendency to slow down and they can't, for some reason, they don't maintain that momentum as the fight progresses, they just end up losing. And that's what happened in round 2. It also happened because Luke Sanders was able to make a critical adjustment. And rather than constantly move backwards like he was in the first round, while trying to avoid those roundhouse kicks to the body, he did something different. He crashed in, he closed that distance, taking away that kicking range from Renan Barao, and he was able to flatten Renan with a straight cross from southpaw. I was really hoping Renan Barao would use this fight to, to get back into the win column, get back some confidence. But man, 4 fights lost in a row and fighting in the prelims. A man that used to be a world champion. I can't imagine what this has done to his confidence. And it kind of leaves me wondering, like, what's next for the man? It really has to sting losing like that in a fight you were winning. But then again, this is mixed martial arts, and we've seen that happen numerous times. And I'm hoping that at the very least, whoever it is that Renan Barao ends up fighting next, if he doesn't get cut by the UFC, I mean, this is 4 in a row he has lost. If he doesn't get caught by the UFC, I'm hoping that, they at least give the man someone that, then again, the last guy he just fought, Luke Sanders, that was a winnable fight. It was a fight that he could have won. It was a fight that he was winning. So, I don't know what's going to come of Renan Barao, but wish the man the best. Anyways, let's talk about the main event. That's the main point of this video. Before the fight, I had all these questions, I was looking forward to seeing all these questions answered, and a lot of those questions did not get answered, but the 2 most important ones, they did get answered. The first one was, can Francis Ngannou stop the takedown from Cain Velasquez? And Francis answered that question. In the first few seconds of the fight, Cain attempted a takedown on Francis, and guys, it was not even close to getting completed. And remember, in that video, I talked about how, good takedown defense goes beyond just a sprawl. It's also about taking advantage of those scrambles and finding small openings to be able to do damage and punish the fighter that's shooting that takedown. And that is something Francis Ngannou executed to perfection in just a few seconds. While defending the takedown, he was also throwing shots in the pocket. A lot of those shots were able to miss, but while also throwing those shots, 2 uppercuts landed. One of them kind of, grazed Cain Velasquez as he was coming in, but the second one landed flush. And right here, we got the answer to the second question, which was, can Cain Velasquez handle Francis Ngannou's power? And the answer to that question is no. No, he cannot. He absolutely cannot. He was not able to. And man, I know there's a bit of controversy with the stoppage, considering the fact that Cain Velasquez landed in a very odd way and hurt his knee, but it's like, how did he get there? How did he get there? It's almost like, people are choosing to ignore the uppercut that got Cain Velasquez there and making weird claims like nothing landed. Cain Velasquez beat himself. Every single shot that Francis Ngannou threw missed. I mean, that's not accurate. People saying that he was never hurt. It's like, did we watch the same fight? Because in the fight that I watched, I saw a short right uppercut connect flush on the chin, which caused Cain Velasquez to go limp before falling on his knee like that. Like, I mean, I'll show you guys a clip right now, but look, I'm not trying to get this video pulled and end up with another stupid copyright strike because some UFC employee decides to pull it. But seriously, go watch it. It's not difficult to see what happened there. I mean, he was hit, he was hurt, he fell wrong, busted his knee, and Francis was able to get on top and hit him a few more times, and the referee called it. For sure, it would have been nice to have the fight go on longer, just to have the rest of the questions answered, but it went as long as it did, and one thing was proven once again. Francis Ngannou might be green, he might be inexperienced, he might be one-dimensional and not very skilled in every single aspect of fighting, but if that man touches you, you better hope you're walking around with a solid chin or you're fucked. It doesn't even have to be a big punch. I mean, he just needs to touch you. He just needs to connect, and that's it. I mean, that shot was like, I don't know, a 10% power on the uppercut that completely made Cain Velasquez go limp and fall like that. It's crazy the amount of power Francis can generate. I mean, that was not his best punch by a long shot. I mean, we saw what his best punch can do when he freaking damn near killed Alistair Overeem with that uppercut. But again, an uppercut on a fighter that's ducking. Francis keeps proving that that power, it's a force to be reckoned with. He just again proved just how powerful he is. And as for Cain Velasquez, man, he himself said that he will definitely retire if he cannot compete with Francis Ngannou. That's what he said before the fight. And when you think about the injuries, the time off, the fact that he is getting older, and the fact that he just got finished in 26 seconds against Francis Ngannou, I don't know, man. We might not see Cain Velasquez again for a very long time, and that is such a shame. Like, can you imagine where Cain Velasquez would have been right now if it wasn't for all the injuries and all the craziness? I mean, win or lose, there is no denying the man's greatness. He's an incredible heavyweight that had something very special about him when it comes to his conditioning, how well-rounded he was, just as good at striking as he was at grappling, and every single aspect of his game was so fleshed out and so technical. And to see him not get to his full potential because of injuries, it's such a shame and really sad to see. But that is it, though. Let me know what you guys think about the fight in the comment section. Are you one of those people that believes Cain Velasquez defeated himself, and that Francis never landed anything? I don't know why you would think that. I mean, the clip is right there. You can literally go watch it. It's very clear what happened. But if you are, let me know. I'd like to hear your argument in the comment section. And specifically, I want to know, how many of you predicted that Francis was going to finish Cain Velasquez early? Did anyone predict that? I'd like to know. I think I might have seen maybe a comment in the last video talking about, they believe Francis Ngannou could catch Cain Velasquez coming in. If I see that comment, I'm going to, put it in this video just to highlight it, because whoever it was that made that comment, you predicted this thing down to a T. And I'm going to give you a little bit of shout out. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the event yesterday. I definitely did. Shout out to Paul Felder, bro. Paul Felder is incredible, man. His ability to intercept forward-moving combinations, forward-moving strikes with a spinning rear elbow. He did that numerous times against his opponent, against James Vick, and he was able to land that thing repeatedly over and over again. It was incredible. I was definitely impressed with it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Whew, I was talking a million miles a second. All right, later. Have fun, people. Stay safe.
Is there to the body. Nice right hand to the body. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful kick to the body.
Back to the jab now, no good. Here's the kick, blocked by Holloway. Another shot lands upstairs. 15 seconds remain in the round. Pretty good straight punch for him there, Joe. That's 3 rounds in the can. We're headed to the championship rounds.
Let's get this together. Listen, you're down right now, but I need you to work. You ready? You ready?
We have arrived at the 4th round fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, so as this next round gets underway, hopefully the good action we saw in the last round will continue. Both fighters certainly had their ups and downs, both got the offense going, but now we'll see if one fighter or the other can really take control of what has been a very close fight thus far. Well, he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. He continues to connect on a high volume of strikes here. Huge block there. Yeah, he's looks a little wobbly on his feet.
He is hurt here.
Holloway's
Big shots.
nice liver shot lands.
You can tell that shot hurt him bad in the body.
Well, Joey seems to have his opponent's timing down. He has landed some good shots, but nothing real.
Oh, vicious knee to the body. He is in big trouble here. He's wincing in pain. Look at this. Unbelievable. Tremendous hook, landed flush for the victory.
Yeah, that right there is a high-level knockout, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd absolutely loving it. Just a perfect shot to end the fight. Landed flush. I'm not even sure his opponent saw it coming. So a huge, huge win for that young fighter here tonight.
Let's take a look at that again. Great angle.